Hey, Jacqueline, did you know that product-based businesses should start preparing for the holidays in September?
Well, Mina, I sure did, which is why we created Rock Your Holiday Promotions Challenge. It is exclusively for product based business owners. We want to help you create your revenue building holiday promotions in just 5 days so that you skyrocket your sales.
Now, this is different from what we're talking about in this episode. The challenge has to do with the preparation of all those promotions you need to create for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, after Christmas, all those that you need to increase your sales and ultimately make more money.
More money. All right. So, if you want to create holiday promotions that grab your customers' attention and start to snowball your sales, we have an extra special free 5 day live training coming to you September 23rd to the 27th.
And here's what we'll cover. Day one will mark the most important holiday dates for every product based business. Day two will create your best offers to take advantage of the holiday hype. Day three will amplify the holiday mood and share it with the world.
Day 4, we're going to pre-schedule your holiday promotions ready to sell at the right time. Day 5, create a plan to boost your sales through the holidays beyond, we're saying beyond offering a discount. You can do all of this in under an hour a day. It could even be 30 minutes. Videos get delivered straight to your inbox and it is absolutely free.
Absolutely free. So make sure you grab your spot and sign up at www.rockyourholidaypromotions.com. And the link is also in the show notes.
You do not have to do this alone. So let's build this together. Join us for 5 days, September 23rd to the 27th, to build your sales snowball and increase your revenue month over month. Remember, go to www.rockyourholidaypromotions.com and sign up now. It's free, and we will see you there.
See you there, everyone. Welcome to the Product Boss Podcast, where we help product-based businesses grow their sales and improve their strategies.
Hey, everyone. I want to introduce you to my co-host and biz bestie, Mina Kunlo-Sitep, an Amazon guru that has built a multi-six-figure product-based business.
And introducing the other half of the Product Boss, Jacqueline Snyder. She has helped launch and grow over 500 fashion apparel and accessory brands, even one of her own.
And together, we share our inventory of secret weapons that will help you dig deep and do the work it takes.
Are you ready? Let's build together.
Hey, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Product Boss Podcast. I'm your host, Jacqueline Snyder, with my super festive co-host, Mina Kunlo-Sitep. Hey, Mina.
Hey, Jacqueline.
So welcome back to our holiday prep series. And today we are going to focus on holiday prep on where you currently sell to crush your sales. So first, I want to thank all of you that have left us a review on iTunes. It is so helpful to us to grow our reach and to get in front of more product-based businesses. So thank you. And if you have not already, please subscribe to the podcast and head on over to where you can review and leave us a review. It would be your holiday gift to us. So I want to thank, and I don't know if I'm sounding this out right, but Orag Jewel.
I think it's maybe Orange.
Orange Jewel, Orange Julius?
You don't know.
Okay. You know who you are. So they left us this great review. So thank you so much. And it's titled Down to Earth Ladies Give Actionable Tips. So finally, a marketing podcast for product-based businesses that isn't all Etsy or Amazon. I wish I had discovered Jacqueline and Mina sooner. They are so down to earth and relatable, but obviously both very successful and eager to share their knowledge. I've seriously been binging on this podcast since I discovered it last week. I cannot get enough. Thank you, ladies. Well, thank you for listening and binging on the podcast.
Yes. Thank you so much for binging.
It's helpful. Yeah, we get a lot of feedback sometimes. Like I'm listening to it while driving. I mean, people have done really long car drives and then they need to go back and like scribble down notes. So thank you. Here's a tip. If you want to get through an episode pretty quickly, you can actually change the speed of listening. So 1.5 times is what sometimes I'll listen to things at. And if you want to take notes, you can go down to like just regular speed, or you can go down to half speed, which is the weirdest and craziest. And you're probably not going to listen to it like that.
I actually never do the 1.5 speed.
You know?
It's hard for me to understand it, I feel like. and then to connect with the people that, that are chatting because it doesn't sound like them. I feel like in normal life, I talk 1.5 speed
Well,
anyway.
that might be the case for us. And I remember once thinking like somebody I was listening to was like maybe a little bit like yipped up because
On caffeine.
yeah, because their voice was so high and they were talking so fast. And then I realized I was on 1.5 speed.
So my sister does this one thing where, have you ever listened to, what is her name? Ariana Grande? And she's
Yeah.
very high pitched and sings like, in a, her tempo is really fast. So she puts her on half speed and it sounds amazing. It's like an alternative version that doesn't even sound like her because it's deeper and slower. And I mean, I prefer it over the real song.
That is our Ariana Grande challenge to you all.
So today we're going to talk about selling. So where you're going to be selling, right?
Okay, so first I just want to say to all of you, if you don't have your own website, so a lot of our clients are kind of like they might be Etsy sellers that are now building their own websites, or you have your own website and you're selling on multiple platforms. But we want you guys to think about where you're selling and how you're selling. So if it's your own website, you can actually convert your site over and make it feel a little bit more holiday, like you get to set that holiday mood. If you're on Etsy, is it something that you have to start to change keywords over for like Christmas gifts for mom or, create alternate products or listings? So where are you selling? So first, I just want to tell you all that a huge amount of people now are buying off of their cell phones. I don't know, raise your hand if you purchase off of cell phones. So whether you're buying things on social media, whether you're going to Amazon on your cell phone, whether you're going to somebody's website, everything's on cell phones. So if we're going to just get down and dirty on this, we want you guys to look at where you're selling and how that's showing up for people on cell phones, on iPads, on computers. And remember, cell phones are super, super important. So how is it working? Like, look at it, make sure everything is looking nice. And then if you're going to convert things over to the holiday feel, so Mina brought up Google, right? Like how Google always changes.
Oh, yeah. For every holiday, they do their theme on the Google page differently. So if it's like National Dog Day, Google changes their logo to be like made out of dogs, which I think is so cool, right? Because then they just keep up leveling what they're doing as far as like the logo look.
So it's not saying you have to change your logo, but maybe the colors are changing over, or maybe the home page, like the landing page images are different, or maybe you've added on new product images that have more of a holiday feel. So start thinking about that. Like if you were a physical store, if you were a brick, this is our favorite time of year, right, guys? Like you all go shopping. We love the store displays, like the windows. I live near New York, like Fifth Avenue is incredible. How can you take what happens in stores to set the holiday mood or window shopping and bring that into your online presence? Because people are in that mood, and how can you sell to them? I don't want you guys to like throw your website like into like crazy spin and like start changing things. So think about what's in your capabilities and what you can do right now or within this season to kind of start to set that mood for people, but don't make this a huge like overhaul. That's not what we're saying here.
Right. Just add to the holiday mood. And I think that half of it will be in how you show up, right? The engagement of it. Like, are you in the holiday mood? Because I know that when I'm in the holiday mood, I like to be around other people that are doing that fun experience with me, right? This is one of the things that you'll see. I was talking in the last episode about how big online sales have gotten, but the reason why retail sales can hang on the way it does for Q4, and I'm talking brick and mortar, is because of the sights, the sounds, the tastes, the people want that experience. They truly do. And that's why they build it into shopping as part of their holiday tradition, or movies or songs, or people want visually and auditorily and, taste wise, they want to know that it's the holidays. It's part of them enjoying their lives. So really take that into account as you're redoing your website a little bit. Like Jacqueline says, let's not get crazy. Let's not make it like red and green. But if you can add to that, that's what people are really wanting, is that they still want the experience of the holiday, but they want it in a really clean and easy way that's not like, more difficult for them to buy from.
So things to plan out for your website outside of just the imagery and the feel is like what has to happen within your website that has to be prepped and ready to sell to people. So, are there certain keywords and tags that you have to add on? And this is like any platform that you're selling on. Do you have to start thinking about the banners you're going to post? Like, that top banner at the top of your website that says, free shipping on all orders. Maybe there's when we're going to talk about this in our marketing challenge, but let's say there's a free shipping for a certain amount of money spent on the site. You want to start thinking about what you have to physically change in your online presence to start teaching people and setting the guidelines. So shipping dates, return policies, promotions, discount codes, anything like that. We want you guys to start thinking about in terms of your site. And then this also goes into imagery. So we talk about this in Multi-Stream Machine, our course. We talk about having images for multiple platforms. You also have to think about having images for multiple platforms for the holidays. So if you're selling in multiple places, let's just go to simple, your website and social media. Instagram, I went out and bought pumpkins for my front door stoop. This is like the earliest I've ever done it because I saw somebody on Instagram that had like this really cute front door. And I'm like, ooh, I'm ready for that part, even though it's still the summer. I feel like. So what are you starting to put and set in the minds of your followers, in your customers, that you're starting to put into emails, that you're starting to put onto social media, whether it's visual I think is really strong here, and in words that are starting to get their heads around the holiday season and spending the holiday season with you?
Yeah. I mean, people nowadays, they wait to shop. And they wait till the holidays and they want to shop. So really think about that. I mean, we're talking about doing changes to your website. I know it seems like a big task to do, which it is, but think about when we walk into Target, Jacqueline says, oh, I already saw, like, it was end of school, but I already saw Halloween stuff. So nowadays, even on your own website, you could probably get away with throwing it on there early November and then have it until mid-January even, because the after Christmas sales, let's say. So it will be on there for quite a bit, right? A couple
doesn't
months.
need a discount yet. It could just be there. Because there are going to be people that want to buy stuff now that aren't waiting. People do wait for the sales, but some people might need, I bought pumpkins at full price because I really wanted to have my doorstep look adorable right now.
Right. And it could be, the messaging could truly be, and we'll talk about this more during the 5-day challenge, but it could be, get it now before stock ends or we run out of stock. Well, I always buy my pumpkins early because I never want to get the bruised and ugly pumpkins. The stock of the pumpkins really dwindles away. So really present that in the same way that you can even online, is that, this sells out early. Make sure you get it now.
So speaking of selling out, another thing about your website is your inventory. And I know we talked about organizing in terms of timing and ordering, but now I want you guys to think about how your inventory is on the back end of all the platforms that you sell on. So if you're on Shopify, is your inventory updated? Have you counted through? Do you have the right amount set? So when it gets really busy, you're not worried about selling out of stuff. If your site connects to a bunch of other platforms, do you have enough inventory to supply the other platforms? Mina says, like, a super death wish is that you run out of inventory on Amazon, right? We don't ever want you to run out of inventory on Amazon. If you run out of product, that's not good. So make sure you know what product you have on hand. What do you need to replace it with? I just want you guys to look at your numbers and be prepared that you know what's coming, that you added into the back end, that all of the systems work. So if someone places an order, it doesn't say sold out, or it doesn't sell something that you don't actually have in stock.
And then really thinking about where your head is going to be. Like, I know you guys are going to be selling on platforms, right? But how are you also getting in front of those people on those platforms? So even if it's like, let's say Etsy or your website, then let's say you pre-write how they do those family announcements or the family newsletters. Well, a lot of my family members do that. And you
like a holiday letter?
Yeah, a holiday letter. But you could do it from the CEO. Obviously, there's going to be no promotion in it. It would be just saying, hey, thank you for a fantastic year hanging out with us. We love that you are a customer and we really appreciate it. Even a hello as a holiday letter, I think would be really nice to kind of put into your calendar on the places that you sell. So then it gets people in that holiday mood of, hey, I'm wrapping up the year. I'm also in holiday mood. And also, by the way, getting in front of you before I start selling to you.
Well, so exactly. So when we're talking about selling, so much of when you want to sell to your customers is when you're not selling. So right now you still have time to engage with your customers in your weekly letters to them. If you're going to start to do more videos, if you're showing up on social media, whatever and wherever your customers are, we want you to start engaging with them because again, content wise, so many of you say like, well, what else do I talk to my customers about? What else do we say to them? How do we engage with them without selling to them? That is a very good question. And so for product-based businesses, there are other ways for you to interact. And I love that as like a Christmas letter or this is what we've been up to, offering them advice.
Right. And it's really, you know how like you start bonding with people more so like if you go on a vacation with them or all of that. This is literally the same idea. You're going on a holiday experience with them. So as you let's say you want to post an update video and say hello to them, make sure you're wearing an ugly sweater, one of those ugly holiday sweaters, like really get into that groove with them of being fun and delightful, because if there's any time of year to spread joy or kindness or laughter or being a little bit silly or something that's even outside of your brand, the holiday is it. It's like showtime. And so just incorporate that in now as you're getting in front of your customers.
And also on the same topic, Starbucks, for example, it is pumpkin spice latte time and everyone's doing that. And so let's say you enjoy a beverage once a week. Put that on your social media, like talk about it, like getting another one, just the same way that people talk about Target or do daily dance parties or whatever they do. So build that into, it doesn't need to be something you do all year, but you guys are leading up to Tiffany Lee Bymaster, Coach Glitter, talked about this on an episode like way back when we did our video series. But she talks about that runway. So you need like 6 weeks before you're actually selling to people to get them jazzed. So let's get them to follow you. Let's get them to want to engage with you through this process. Does it mean you have to take them when you pick out a Christmas tree? If that's not in line with your brand, no, you don't. But you could show your pumpkin spice latte coffee cup next to you shipping, or so show something as like you're filling these orders or you're creating your new scent for the Christmas holidays with, with your seasonal spiced drink.
Yeah, by the way, they're doing pumpkin infused foam right now at Starbucks. So if anybody's interested.
And we are not sponsored by them. We just
no, we wouldn't mind it.
And so that's the thing, like who is buying from you? Where are they right now? And how can you get in front of them and how can you engage? Because you guys, I know we've talked about marketing. We've talked about it before. And I know some of you are like, I don't want to be the face of my brand. That's fine. But in a world that we live in today, the differentiating factor between somebody buying something from a big box retailer or the Gap or anything like that to them buying something from you is the story behind the brand. And it is the family or the person. It doesn't mean that you need to show your kids. It doesn't mean that you need to show what you're making for breakfast. You need to think about what your customers actually care about. So you are not going to build this business solely based on the product you sell. It's not that world that we live in anymore. You're going to build this business based on all the things around your brand that make your brand what it is, that make it a community, that make it this thing that people want to experience and be a part of, that make them want to follow you, like choose to follow you, that you show up in their feed and their valuable time and watch your stories or read your emails or go to your website to see a new product drop. So just think about that as you're going into the holidays, because I think this is one of the easier times for us all to get on the same page with content.
Yeah, it's just making yourself more approachable too. I think, there's like this big screen in front of you, right? It's a screen that they're seeing through. And once they can see the other side, the peek behind the curtain, it's easier for them to trust you. It's someone that resonates with them. They'll almost instantly be like, hey, I'll give that person a chance, but you have to be approachable. So, which kind of brings us into the in-person events. I do want to talk about that as far as like where you're selling. If you're doing an in-person event, it's very unlikely for someone to be wanting to buy gifts if you don't present that in your booth, right? So they have to make the leap themselves. Hey, I could buy this as a gift. But if you're like, hey, you know what? You could buy this as a gift. There's a big sign. You're wearing, an elf costume it doesn't even have to be that crazy, but it definitely should get into the mode of them buying during the holidays for a possible gift or whatever else it is. So you can connect the dots for them.
Yeah, I love that. So we talked about who's buying from you and now where are you selling? And again, this kind of goes back to what we've been talking about in our multi-stream machine course and like in the group that we have because we have a private Facebook group for that group. So one of the places that we talk about is like in-person sales, right? And holidays is the biggest time for in-person sales, whether you're selling at like church or temple holiday pop-up boutiques, whether, that's the time when there's all these like gift shows. Bryant Park in New York has this amazing pop-up holiday market. So there's these like holiday markets. So what Mina's saying too is like it could be that you have some gift wrap boxes or you have there's just like the display feels more holiday or you offer gift wrapping or something like that in person.
Yeah. And, if anything, use it as your stage persona, right? Put on that outfit, start inviting people in. I can't even imagine how effective I could be in an elf costume. People stop me on the street to talk to me.
Or an ugly sweater.
Yeah.
Right?
Right? Because people are like, hey, she seems cool or she seems approachable.
And if that doesn't align with your brand, that's okay. Find something else that aligns with your brand that feels like sparkly and not just feels like the holidays. You all know how the holidays feel to you. So again, whether there's more glitter, there's more lights, there's more silvery shiny stuff.
It could be buffalo plaid. That's huge right now.
Huge.
Or yeah,
anything that feels, it could be flannel, it could be anything that feels, you're doing these triggers to them visually, they're just triggered to that. And you want it to be like inviting, again, going back to the idea of what a store looks like, because this is your time in person to interact with people. And when people are actually there to buy, that's why they go to these events.
Right. They're literally there cash in hand. So they're far into that buying journey and they're going there to see, hey, what can I buy? It could even be like you could be wearing a red and white striped apron, right? So there's lots of things. I know it doesn't have to be goofy or anything, but there's lots of things that could fit into your brand that could make you more approachable.
The other thing that you could do if you really just wanted to be you, and the most that you could do is you could have Christmas cookies.
Mm-hmm.
You could have something people love to go up to your table and grab a chocolate or a cookie or some sort of snack that's free. People like free. So you can have something like that. We just want it to feel inviting. So in terms of crushing your sales this season, in order to do that, you need to be in front of your customers. You need to be where your customers are buying. You need to convert some of the things you've been doing into a holiday look and feel. And so if you're in front of where they are, if you're telling them, if you're engaging with them in an honest way, if you are selling to the right people, and if you've kind of set the mood, then you are going to do really well this holiday season.
Right. I don't want anybody to think that comes into that 5-day challenge with us that they can just throw up those promotions and the sales will come. You need to be there to draw people in and to engage them, even on the online space. Tell a story, talk about the products, show them behind the scenes or show them in action. They still have to tell a story, even in photos, where it's just not like, hey, 20% off Animal Friends baby bottle labels. They could care less about that. They're going to be inundated with holiday sales. It's more of going that extra step so you understand that you need to actually show up and engage and pull them in and make the offer, but make it in a way that's authentic and helps with the holiday mood too.
So here's an example. Imagine you're sitting in your house and you get a knock on the door and it's a salesperson. Knock, knock, knock. Hey, Mina. Hey, lady who lives
here. Home lady.
No, I'm not answering. But let's say you answer. My husband would answer. Just, that's what he's actually will invite them in. But let's just say it's me. I'm not kidding. He had like a security guy here at 9 p.m. at night once. It's like, why did you let this person into our house? Let's say I answered the door. Hey, hi, can I help you? And they're like, hi, I'm trying to sell you all of this stuff. Can I come in and talk to you? Yeah, no, I'm not interested, right? You just showed up on my door out of nowhere trying to sell me something. I don't know you. I don't trust you. I don't know what you're selling. I haven't done any of my own research. I have no idea. It is a cold call and it's not working for me. Mm-hmm. My husband answers the door, maybe, but there's far less people like that. Now let's cut to, I ask a bunch of mom friends to come over and I'm like, hey, ladies, I'd love to have you over for like hot chocolate and warm cookies to celebrate the holidays together. And I also am, I'm involved in like this product that I'm selling and I'd love to just kind of share it with you when we're there, right? It might be that I tell them, or it might be like I'm having a gift event at my house or something. Okay, well, one, I'm friends with them, so they already trust me. Two, I'm inviting them into something and I'm having them in my living room and I'm saying like, hey, welcome. I'm going to warm you up with like the fire set and here's some delicious goodies for you and all that. And then I'm saying like, and by the way, I'm also like, if you guys need a gift for the holidays, I have these things. So like if you're interested in it, and now they know me, they like me, they trust me, the mood is set, and I've asked them permission to sell to them, right? Because I said, I've got this product that I'd love to share with you. No strings attached. Please come in and take a look. So that's how I want you guys to think about this whole online presence, that you are there. They know who you are. You're showing up for them. They know who they're buying from. They're starting to trust you because you've shown up for them. You're setting the mood. They know that you sell a product, but you're not selling it to them all the time. And now that you've set the mood and you've offered them cookies and hot chocolate, they are more likely to buy from you.
Right. And when you think about that, that's just like how they have holiday open houses or holiday events. I mean, internally, it's a holiday party. Even if you don't sell to them then and there, they probably will become more bonded to you and eventually buy from you, because those oftentimes will be for people that are existing customers, or this is something that we get into in the challenge, the 5-day challenge. But your opportunities here are to get new customers to do the initial purchase. But the secondary opportunity really is for you to grow your loyalty to existing customers. So it's two opportunities, two separate offers, two separate audiences, and really they both are equally profitable, if not more, for that loyalty, right? Because as many times as you're going to try to sell to these people, you still have to build the trust with them. And if they trust you enough to show up at a holiday event or a party, I'm going to assume that they probably trust you enough to buy from you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you've delighted them. And that's the
Uh-huh.
thing I think Mina and I really focus on a lot of times for all of you, is that we're not talking about paid ads. We're not talking about paying for these customers. We really want to teach you how to engage with them, because if you follow us, and you are a part of our community is not thousands and thousands and thousands of people. It is still a very small community in the grand scheme of like social media, but we have an amazing engaged community. And so it's not always about your numbers. It's not about this cold audience. It's about the people who are ready, that you've put in the time and the investment with in terms of your time and content, and that they are ready to buy from you. So we really want to help you make money, make more sales, make profit, increase your visibility on the people that are already buying from you and the people that are following you. The ads and all that, if you're doing ads, congratulations, that's awesome. And you're going to keep doing that with the team that you're working with.
Right. And ads also get very, very expensive during the holidays because you're competing for a lot of, visual time with those people, which is always hard for us to get behind, because it's, we're trying to save you money, but really ultimately sustain your brand. We want you to build a brand that will make it happen the next year too. So everything that we're telling you here, getting on the platforms, getting in front of people, all the holiday prep and everything, it's really about creating that snowman. We want you to create that snowman. So even if it's only your mom and your aunt and your cousin on your mailing list, it will start to get bigger.
And then eventually you're going to build that snowman, right? We're going to stack on top. This is the holidays. That's what we're talking about, snowman. But nonetheless, we just want you guys to know that it starts small. We know some of you may only have 40 followers on Instagram. Some of you may only have a list of 20 people. Some of you may have lists of 10,000 people. It doesn't matter, because also, just so all of you know, the bigger your list, your percentages go down on all things, like on engagement, on seeing your feed, on opening your email. So just because you have these giant lists or giant amount of followers doesn't mean that it is actually more sales. The point is that you're engaging with your customers, they are engaging with you, and that it is a tight relationship. It's the relationship that hopefully most of you feel like you have with us. We are invested in all of you. We are in the DMs talking to you. We are showing up, online, and we see what you're doing and we know what you're doing. So just try and create that real life relationship virtually. with the people that are in your world.
Yes. So that wraps up this one, where you're selling and how to sell and showing up to sell, right? And so the next time we are together, everybody, we will be talking just some Q&A. We get a lot of questions all the time, but this will be the holiday prep version. And so it's lots of good questions. So make sure you guys tune in next week to the final episode of our holiday prep series.
And if you are interested in joining our free challenge, click on the link in the show notes, sign up, grab your spot now, and we will see you live every day and you will be able to ask us questions. So don't miss out on that opportunity as you are prepping for the holidays.
Hey, Jacqueline, did you know that product-based businesses should start preparing for the holidays in September?
Well, Mina, I sure did, which is why we created Rock Your Holiday Promotions Challenge. It is exclusively for product-based business owners. We want to help you create your revenue-building holiday promotions in just 5 days so that you skyrocket your sales. So if you want to create holiday promotions that grab your customers' attention and start to snowball your sales, we have an extra special free 5-day live training coming to you September 23rd to the 27th.
Grab your spot and sign up at www.rockyourholidaypromotions.com, and the link is also in the show notes.
You do not have to do this alone. So let's build this together.